Hi Vian, welcome to Ember Tarot. This is your reading for horoscope, and then after I finish this one quickly, I'll go over also. You will do your oracle cards and your runes and tarot cards. But let's look at your birth chart, and I'm going to go over it very quickly in general, and I can tell you in specific once we talk by phone directly on all the details. And if you wish, I can write them down for you. The way I've set up the table here, I started the chart or the horoscope wheel, starting from how you see it everywhere, from Aries being here on the first house. But of course, if I want to shift it according to yours, to your birth chart, your Capricorn, and the sun, your sun sign is here. So this would be here. So you can imagine this is a wheel and yours is here, okay? But just to make it simple, I put it the general way that you would see any horoscope, wheel. Let's start here with your first with your sun sign. Okay, your sun sign is Capricorn, and also your ascendant sign is also Capricorn. Okay, so you're ruled by the planet Saturn. Okay, and your Saturn is in here is in Taurus. But let's talk about your sun sign. This brings you, patience. You have inner patience. You have peace, and you have perseverance. Okay, and very very ambitious. You put always maximum effort into your work. And you believe that always you have to put the maximum to get your reward, although that doesn't always work for you. You work harder than what you get, what you deserve to get, but you always work very hard. You're very friendly, cheerful. You have of course you have a sense of seriousness and responsibility, and these are qualities of Capricorn. Your sign is on the 12th house. Okay, your 12th house is your house of solitude, your intuitions, yourself, and sometimes even self sabotage. Okay, you always want perfection, and that's why you self sabotage yourself sometimes on certain tasks or things that you want to accomplish or get. And but in general, not always, but sometimes you don't get full recognition for your abilities and for the effort you put, despite that you work so hard on it. Okay. You in life, I see here, when this is in this position, it's you get always you will get in life in managerial position, in higher, in management positions. Okay, and you're quite modest. You're modest with how you work with people, how you deal with people. And you will always, with time, after they get to know you, then you get your recognition. From the beginning you don't get it easily, so that's why you always work twice as hard to get the satisfaction that you want for yourself. What else I can say about people? Like, you always interested also here in psychological phenomena. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's what I see. That's what it tells. Also, you make sense of things. You observe things. It gives you, like, you have you have always good opportunities, because you observe what you want, or what is needed, and you make sense of things, and you understand how to do things, especially when it comes to your work, because that's very very strong Capricorn, because your ascendant and your sign is Capricorn. If I look at your moon sign is here. It's in Gemini. Okay, and that is, by itself, is a sign for changes, and you're spontaneous. Okay, sometime your safety is is between like thinking about your feeling and sharing them with others, and it's just like, I don't know, Vian, how to explain this one. Maybe I need, your safety lies in thinking about your feelings and how you are going to share them with others. Because sometimes you're like, it's just like you have fear, you have good communication skills because your moon is in Gemini, okay? But how much you divulge, sometimes you have a fear how much you can give and how much you can get. And this position, I'll tell you later on also why this is happening, because I have certain, things. We'll get to it, okay? I don't want. And then you have your moon also in the fifth house, and your fifth house is your house of romance and children and fun and creativity. That's all to do with the moon, and the moon, it creates a bond. This one, in the moon in the fifth house gives you, a strong bond, between emotions and creativity. And you're often trusting, you're over trusting, okay? And sometimes you have to watch for bad advice regarding especially financial and other risky matters when it comes to these things, especially because they affect your house, your family, your children. It even could affect your romance life, okay? It could have done that before because you're at an age, you're settled and you've learned your lessons in life. So that is something that you have passed through probably. But you still have to be aware, you're aware of it, and you tend to remain unstable in personal relationships, not necessarily in marriage, but in other friends and people that you surround yourself, people that it's not easy. You're kind of unstable when it comes to that, and with time, you know where to go, which one to keep in your life. Okay, Mercury is the planet of intellect. Okay, and you have Mercury is in your is in Sagittarius. Okay, this is your Mercury is here, and it's in Sagittarius. It's also in the 12th house. Okay, your Mercury, you love traveling. Okay, when you have Mercury in Sagittarius, where this thing that he throws the bow, the Sagittarius sign, you love traveling. It is possible to make them, it's possible to make you to sit at home and play games, but you can't keep your feet on the ground for a short, for a long period of time. You love to move. You have a fire within you that forces you to act fast. That's how that's your Mercury in Sagittarius. What else I can say about you? You're great with people, and you're great with people to spend. The people that you spend your life with, you're also great with them. Not only short-term people that you're around with, but in general, people that you have long-term, you're great with them. You're very good with them. You're caring. What else I can say? Sometimes I see your soul focuses on one direction or on one goal. Okay, because and usually you will in life you will learn foreign languages and possibility of studying abroad. This is what your sign shows me, that you will live abroad, you will have study abroad, you will learn languages, new languages or foreign languages. You have certain philosophical principles and the religious tendencies. Okay, because Mercury in Sagittarius create foreign correspondences, and that could be sometime to do with religion. It could even do with typing or some sort of adventure, writing a novel, or where you travel and you write about it. You're very good. People with this sign, in general, they would be very good if they had studied medicine or studied law, And I know for you, I think you would have been successful if you had studied law. I think even medicine, I don't know if you've ever talked about it, but that's what your sign tells me. The decision also on your 12th house, it's your subconscious mind. Thinking of people is, your thinking is influenced by other uh, subconscious past experiences in your life. Okay, so you always worry about things, you over worry, and sometimes that gives you a lack in self-confidence, so you have to be careful with that. But you're very good at hiding it. Okay, um, sometimes it is in this position, in your Mercury in the 12th house. It gives you it sometimes gives you some difficulties in learning new things, and it is that gives you an obstacle in developing the potential of what you have within you. Okay, because of certain fears that you grew up with, or certain fears that you had in life, because the 12th house is to do with your solitude. It's to do with your self-sabotage, is with your emotion, you're into it, you know it's just your it's things that you have within you. It's inside of you, things that you went through. You have Venus. It's the planet of love and harmony and pleasure. And you have Venus in your here. There's your Venus is also in Sagittarius. You're fully aware of the generosity of your love. Okay, you know that you are rich when it comes to love within you as feelings. You have great desire for love and even lust. Okay, however, lust for you is not as important because you are very loyal, and you don't lose your belief that love always leads to glory. Okay, you don't lead that role. It's just you have to you, it's the family, it's the loyalty that it'll never lose, because to you that loyalty is your glory. Okay, it's not only love that leads to glory, it's the loyalty part of it. um, Philosophically, it's clear that you can, sometimes you feel that you can never have good times without experiencing bad times too. So you kind of mix it. You say, okay, if I don't have bad time, I'm not gonna have good time. If I don't have good time, I'm gonna have a bad time after that. So you you always call for the bad things, because perhaps it's because of what happened through some of the signs that I have seen within your chart with your past. Okay, you at this age, maybe you've passed it, but you perceive love as an adventure, and you do search for true love until you find it. Okay, because that with that you can make a home. With no true love in your life, you can't make a home. So with this age that I know what your age is. I'm not going to divulge that online because this is a general reading that you want. So I do put it public, but I don't mention your exact date, or date of birth. But it seems to me with this age you have probably attained that level of love that you have already created a home or a family, because even whatever experiences you had, there was no true love in your life. Perhaps now you have found that true love to make a home, to have a home. Um, you have, like, generally people in this sign, you know, their family and love, your family, your love life, your partner, it's not always, uh, it's not always what you wanted, but you will always stretch your wings for them. Okay. um, in your youth you were a rebellion, But you loved adventure. You always love adventure, even as you grow old. You still, you know, you you're an adventurous person. No matter where and who you are with, it doesn't matter. And you have Venus also on the 10th house. This indicates the planet of love and communion. This will affect your career, because that's where the 10th house is, your career, your public life, and it's your career, your status, your reputation. Um, uh, Marriage in this position will give you a higher status, or a higher social status, or better employment. Okay, this position. So you could have both of them with this. People, they cultivate, their individuality, and they grow with it, because this position is very much to do with love, to do with communion, to do with career, how you appear in the to the rest of the world. And this, as I said, it can mean a marriage success, and also that gives you social status, or a career that also gives you a social status. So it's a very good position that I see your Venus in here. Okay, you have Mars, is your activity, your energy, your courage, your assertiveness. You have it in Scorpio. Okay, your Mars is in Scorpio. You are pleased and able to hide. You're always like because you're pleased. You're able to hide your power. Okay, because it's Mars is the activity fire, and Scorpio is, they know how to hide things. Okay, so that tells me you're pleased, and you can hide your power and show it to the world in the right time. You know where to show, when to do that. Okay, when to stay and show you that you are powerful, and you have that energy in you because you have the Mars in Scorpio. Okay, and that's also this gives you a strong sense of survival, and a strong sense of sexuality too. You are aware that these two instinct intertwine in these two things, like Mars and Scorpio. They're very strong. Okay, it makes you very attractive. Okay, these two signs, the Scorpio and Mars, it makes you a very attractive person, and you always will be noticed. People always notice you when you're when you're somewhere. Okay, when you enter, or when you go somewhere. What else I can say? You will not, this position also tells me you will not try to get anything, or anything or whatever, if you really don't want it. It doesn't matter what it is. If you don't want it, you're not going to do anything about it. But if you want it, you'll be quiet, and you know when to get it. Okay, and you will always attract very good loyalty, and sometimes also hostility. Okay, because both of them can be hostile, Scorpio and Mars. Okay, it's that fire within us, the Mars, that gives us like the move to make a fight, or to quarrel, or that heat inside us. Okay, so you have a challenging in this position also. This is a challenging, like an aura. Okay, people, because you're always noticed wherever you go, you have a challenging aura too. So it could be active, and it could be passive. So that's what I see also here. Mars in your 10th house, also in your career house, because you have too many planets in Scorpio and in Sagittarius. You always want to improve your social status. Okay, your energy is focused on career, and you want to be successful. You always want to be successful, which is normal. Okay, many people do. But Mars in this position usually means interest in politics and in army. Sorry, this is what it shows to me. But I don't know if you have interest in any of them in your lifetime. But people, if people are in that area of life, they will be like, super um, people. But often people can be very good managers in these positions. Okay, they show intuition, they have intuitive feelings, and they have ability to achieve any their goals with their work. So that's this position gives me. It is very powerful position, and it does not suggest that there is like you wouldn't have an attitude toward others unless it is you know uh, unless it's mentioned somewhere else, which I didn't see it. Not really. But regardless of your influence on the other, on others, you usually, you have good leadership skills. Okay, I don't see anything else affecting that in your chart, in your birth chart. But this gives you good leadership skills. Your Jupiter is in Scorpio, okay? And Jupiter is the planet of happiness, is optimism, of expansion. So whatever Jupiter touches, it'll magnify it, it'll make it bigger, okay? So when I see Jupiter in Scorpio in a water sign, that tells me your best times, your best times to how to say it, the best times of the years when you want to do things, your lucky times, let's say your luckiest times throughout the year will be in because your Jupiter in your birth chart was in a Scorpio. So your best times in the year, if you want to do something, you will be in when the sun sign is in Scorpio, Cancer, or in Pisces. Okay, these are your lucky times in the year. So when the sun is in the water signs, which is Scorpio, Cancer, and Pisces. What else I can tell you about this one? You have a strong desire to grow out of this. You have it's very powerful. This position here is very powerful because you look into the depth of things. It doesn't matter even if it's dark or it's mysterious, but it helps you find yourself. So sometimes this also, it magnifies, because Jupiter magnifies things, and also Scorpio is like the sign of Scorpio. It's like Scorpion. Okay, so it doesn't matter how deep or how painful or how mysterious things, you will find a way to be self-aware and to overcome things. Okay, you hate to be manifestation of a superficial happiness. You want to create real happiness. You want to fix real problems. You don't deal with superficial things. You want to touch and feel things and do it. Probably you're not even the type of person that you have to touch a fabric before you buy it. You can't buy it from the internet. That's the kind of sign this feeling this gives me. You have to see things. You have to touch it, even if good or bad. Okay, you will find many opportunities for sexual dimensions in your life, but that's throughout you looking for true love in your life. But perhaps by now you're settled with the age that I see in your chart. And what else? You have Jupiter also in the 10th house, so that is also in your career in how, because that's the 10th house. These are all in the 10th house. Okay, some of them like in the cusp between these planets, but your 10th house is between Scorpio and Sagittarius. So this suggests like it actually is successful. It suggests or it expresses a successful career. Okay. People in this sign, like they have Jupiter in the 10th house, they are always cautious and foreseeable. When they make long-term plans, you always foresee things and you're very good at it. You will achieve success by doing things your own way. Okay, you don't listen to others. Okay. Your moral attitude will bring you respect and increase your influence on others. That's where your Jupiter comes in. They'll magnify it. At the beginning you may not get it, but your social, like the attraction from socially by your work will grow with time. Okay, at the beginning they may not see it, but later on they'll see it with your actions. And you do things your own way. You don't do it according to so and so and who said what. And you have Saturn. Okay, your planet Saturn is the planet of restriction and responsibility. Okay, it's also about maturity, it's about time, it's about being slow also. This makes things slow. Okay, and your Saturn is in Taurus in the 4th house. Okay, your 4th house is your home, your parents, your roots, your inner security. Okay, Saturn in your Taurus tells me there has been some restrictions in your life. Okay, but because it's in Taurus, okay, how to explain this one? Okay, you have good sense of material values. Okay, and you accomplish things by doing it slow and steady, but long lasting. Okay, but money can become the source of your worries and problems. Okay, because you are either afraid of losing what you already own, or you may have debts or not enough money. And that fear, that's what Saturn puts, this planet puts into your sign of Taurus. Because Taurus is about material success, is about doing things slow and steady and planning things, and it's affecting your home. So it's your home, it's your children, it's your it's your home, it's your parents, it's your roots. Okay, your ancestors, it's all that. They attach too much, like in this sign, people, with people when they have Saturn in, they attach too much importance on material things because they worry too much. Okay, because they're afraid of loss or afraid of debts, and sometimes it gives them hesitation. I wouldn't take it too much as fear, but more as a responsibility. I call it, some people take it like, is the fear, is the planet of fear, is the planet of problems. No, I take it as a planet of responsibility. Okay, I take it as a planet of responsibility, and some astrologers agree with that too. They use it also as I take it that way. I take it in a positive way, because sometimes we do have to be responsible, a little bit over cautious in certain things, especially with throughout what we go in life. But you maintain a good balance of compensating, okay, and evaluating things in this position. Okay, I see that. Again, Saturn in your 4th house, this means big responsibilities in home and in family matters. And people, you have, you're kind of people that support or discipline your family members. Okay, sometimes you have a little bit of maybe is over responsible, over protective, like you over discipline sometimes your own family, your own home. Okay, because you are very disciplined, because you don't like changes, and you have real fear of unknown things or new things. That's what this position tell me. You need to get used to things, you need to find out, and just so that's why sometimes it's like you have potential for discipline, you know disciplining your family members, and sometimes even disciplining yourself over being over responsible. um, your roots is important to you, your own self root, family background, whatever it is. It's important to you, um, and it remains, but you tend to remain certain part of your life in your past. You tend to keep it because Taurus gives it that slow movement. It doesn't go, it's just like slow movement of the Taurus. He stays, he's strong. It's just um, but you will reach happiness, because when you change your environment, okay, this position tells me if you change your environment, you will attain happiness. And from what I know and what I see and what you have told me, you have attained that happiness in your life already with this age. So you did change your you did change your environment, and um, and every time there was when you change your environments, you attain the happiness or the things that you wanted in your life to move on and continue and focus on your success and on your goals. um, I have now we go to Uranus. Uranus is your originality, is your freedom, is your revolutionary. you know, it's in your Libra. Okay, this is Uranus is in your Libra sign here, and this brings sudden changes. In Libra, it brings like sudden and intense, not only changes, but sorry, not changes. I mean energy, sudden energy, and like into a desire, sudden energy into traditional desire. It could be either for harmony or harmony and tranquility. It's just you have very very intense because this is about your freedom. Okay, it often means that there will be like a disruption or a big change in your life, in the events of your life, and sometimes they could be even unexpected or unpredictable. Okay, that's what this position tells me. So these energies can be very strong and gives you that strong desire for harmony and tranquility. So you'll either the environment pushes you for a change, or you make that change, a sudden change that sometimes it could be even unplanned or just very quick. People with Uranus in this position, they don't accept traditional forms of relationships. In love, or even any other interpersonal relationships, you're very informal, you're not traditional, and you can always bring new elements into these type of relationships, whether within your small circle or bigger circle. If you work in because some people with this position, they are in politics or they work in arts, they always will bring new elements into. If you are in politics or in art, you're non-traditional. Okay, you will always bring some new element into the relationship of the field that you are in. And your Uranus is in your ninth house, and that is like it creates like some sort of confusion and change, in your thoughts, in your beliefs, in your philosophy, and sometimes even the way you want to move or travel or go places. um, you're very progressive, you are broad-minded, you have like broad-minded attitude towards life. Okay. You're quite intuitive and idealistic too. Your mind is not hindered by conventional way of thinking. That's what this sign says in your ninth house, because your ninth house is your house of higher education, is house of your philosophy, your travel, all these things. um, okay, let's look at what is the other one. We have Neptune. Okay, your Neptune is in Sagittarius. Okay, your Neptune is your fantasy, your illusion, spirituality, imagination. That's what Neptune represents. Okay, the planet Neptune. And people with Neptune in Sagittarius use their creative abilities to serve ideals. Okay. um, um, Whether this is something for you or for somebody else, you'll use your abilities, your creativity to do that. You tend to serve your faith or your religion a lot, or what you believe in, or the group that you belong to, or the area that you belong to. You tend to serve them and you take care of them. And this means, within an environment, not a small like family setup, but a group even. um, Especially if these people are working in art and politics. Okay. In generally your thoughts are influenced by philosophical ideas or insights. And you're most happy to help and develop even new ideas. Okay, and new philosophical ideals. You have that within you. Your Neptune is in the 10th house, because your 10th house is quite crowded with a lot of planets. It brings you spiritual impulses in the areas of employment. Okay, because Neptune is about illusion, is about fantasy, is about spirituality. And in your 10th house is your house. Oops, what did I drop? My book. Okay. My my notebook. Okay. It's your let me just pick it up. Okay, there you go. Sorry about that. Let me put this one here so it doesn't bother us again and I don't drop it. So in your 10th house, where I said your 10th house is your house of career, social status, and reputation, and thinking power too. So Neptune in the 10th house brings spiritual impulses in your work area. Okay, if that makes sense. Sometimes you have a spiritual calling or something you can think of, and then you will change your work and fix it accordingly, or implement things in your work. It produces certain amounts of, sometime also it gives you some confusion too, because it's to do also with the illusion a little bit, or fantasies, or or imagination. That's what the planet effect is. But it gives you spiritual insights on how to reform and do things, and also, and get public recognition for it. Okay, whether is your employment, or you are getting a public recognition if you're in the area of politics. And in this position, I see like it shows. People are often, you're not, in general, like people in this position, they're not often who they seem to be. Okay, you don't show everything all at once. You don't. You try to keep things under control, and you will show it when you need to, or when you have to show it. Okay. So sometimes it shows that the way you act may contradict your true personality. Okay. You are also not, you're either too ambitious, or you do not get recognition for your efforts as much as you deserve. That's why you work twice and 3 times hard to get the recognition you want to have. And with time you will get it, okay? With age, with experience, not only age. I see it with your age, you probably have attained it, but you will still have more to come, that you will attain more, I see. But we'll look at that in the next 3 months and 6 months in your tarot readings also. You have Pluto. Pluto is the planet of transformation. Okay, that is your planet Pluto, and your Pluto is in Virgo. Okay, people with Pluto in Virgo are very, accurate and methodical. You may start looking for faults, to become too strict about adherence to rules. So you will find where the problems or where mistakes, even if it's about you, and then you'll try to fix it, and you will follow the rules. You're very good with your work, and in Virgo, see, because you have Taurus, you have Saturn here, and you have Pluto, transformation or power, regeneration. You have it in like 2 earth signs, and that makes you very meticulous and very hardworking when it comes to your work. And it's also in your 10th house, so it brings you, and it's in your 8th house, and your 8th house is to do with your it's to do with, the 8th house is to do with sex, death, letting go, regeneration. It's to do with money. So because this is coming in Virgo, and I'm looking at it more, it looks to me it's more about money here. So you are capable thinker, and you know how to handle money. Okay, you are very strong, you have strong thinking capabilities, and you have very good means on how to handle money. Okay, and this brings you financial power, and with time it will always, throughout your life, will always bring you financial power, because your gain of knowledge and experience will, your position here, it's giving you even more strength with your Pluto in the 8th house in Virgo. Okay, if I look at your lunar nodes, now let me look at Lilith. And Lilith, of course, is the black moon. They call it the black moon. It's fascination and denials. And Lilith is a fictional point. It's the second empty focal point of elliptical orbit of the moon around the Earth. Okay, I can explain to you later when we talk if you want to know more about it. Lilith in your Virgo, because you have Lilith is in your Virgo. Okay, you have rebellion against order. Okay, but you have proactive humor at the same time. There's this, people who have this here, their sensuality is very strong, but also suppressed, and you try to appear calm. So you're sensual, you have a very strong sensuality, but you suppress it and you try to be calm. You have emotional conflicts. When you happen to have emotional conflicts, it is very difficult for you to relax. You become too hyper. Okay, and so you want to suppress your instinct, and you want to appear cold, and cold and distant, but inside of you, you're not. Okay. You have also Chiron, which is the wounded healer. Is an asteroid. Chiron is an asteroid. Some people don't use that, but I just thought it's a chance. I will just go through it. You have Chiron in Aries. Okay. Despite of all your efforts, sometimes you feel you're not as successful as you want to become. Maybe you were not earlier in life, but even now you have even bigger goals to attain. So you always want to do more. Okay. And part of it, it's related because you have Chiron. This is a wounded healer, okay? Someone that went through a lot of pain and they cannot fix their pain. And this is a lack of appropriate dose of healthy aggression. So there's certain, and with time, because of Lilith here being in Virgo, I think with time you will learn, because of their position, you will learn to be, you will have certain, you will learn with life your to use some aggression, but you still don't have, this position tells me you don't have a healthy dose of aggression to in a competitive environment, okay, in order to survive certain competition or certain issues or something that is very harsh and ruthless that comes against you. So sometimes you just try to suppress yourself. That's why they call this position, this Chiron is the wounded healer. You can help others, but sometimes you just you find it's not easy to help yourself. Okay, your Chiron is in your second house. It's unhealable wounds of these people in this position because of their past. This is what this position tells me, that this person also went through certain turmoils or issues from parents, from teachers, it could be colleagues, it could be superiors in life, and that hurt them so much. They grow up lacking something to have certain, aggression to fulfill the need to overcome certain issues in their life. What else I can say about this position in the second house is there's some sort of deprivation, like you're deprived of certain things in life. It could be material, from family, something to do with the generation, something to do with a generational issue. Okay, it could be property, it could be something to do also with a loss that you can't regain because of a family issue or a generation issue. Sometime also you find yourself you can't manage to have or to create your own privacy. There's always someone that will come from somewhere and they will try to enter your privacy. It is like something prevents you from enjoying the little things that you have. Okay, I don't know how true is that, but I'm sure you will understand. And if it works, when we talk, let me know, because that's what this position tells me. But even the accumulation, this position, accumulation of property and various, rewards or prizes and money, will not heal this injury. Okay, because Chiron, Aries is about me and I, and Chiron is the wounded healer. So I cannot heal me and I. You know what I mean? That's what it tells me. Okay. Let me take all these planets away. I'm done with this. If you have other questions, you can tell me when we talk. But I'm going to go to your, here. Let's put these here. I'm going to go to your tarot reading and the oracle cards. I'll start with the oracle cards and I'll do the runes and then we'll do the tarot readings for you, okay? In terms of romance, healing, family issues. You currently have some issues in the family and you need to have it being healed. The message here is your love life benefits as you forgive your parents, okay? So this is what is showing up on me for you on this. Your second oracle card is going to be from Archangel Raphael, and let's see what Archangel Raphael is going to give us, what message for Vian. I do my prayers, and oops, I do have my own, ceremonies and things that I go through before any readings. So I've done all this cleaning and stuff, so I just have to do the reading. No, okay. There's a lot of issues you have, Vian. Okay, the cards are running out of my head. In Capricorn, watch also for your knees and bones. The opposite side of it, with minimal issues you may have, is your breast, stomach, and chest. So these could be minimal, but take care of it. You don't tolerate also alcohol, but so if you drink too much of it, it could affect your digestive system, because you tend to have that issue. I see that with your chart, because on Capricorn is your knees and bones you have to be careful with, and have good diet to take care of your knees and bones. And the opposite to that is your cancer is your chest, breast, and stomach. So that's why I say to do with alcohol or anything. Okay, caffeine free. Reduce your caffeine. This is telling me if you're drinking a lot of coffee, you need to reduce it. And your prayer is, dear Archangel Raphael, I ask that you cut my cords of attachment to caffeine, so that I may honor my body's natural energy rhythms without chemicals. Okay, these are the messages from Archangel Raphael, and I'm going to pull the runes for you, and let's see what's happening for the next 3 months for Vian. Okay, you will encounter some issue. You will encounter, Vian, some issue, because I have the Hagalas. Okay, I don't know if can you see this one. I'm gonna put here this one. See, I have Hagalas, which represents hail, and I have Ingwas, represents property, and I have Swale, which represents the sun. Okay, it means the sun. Hagalas gives me the message that there will be unexpected issues that you are going to run into, so you watch for these things. It's going to be unexpected, and it's going to be, I don't know, I don't want to say disasters, but it's very annoying. It's a problem that is, you're going to be faced with a problem that's going to bother you a lot. It's like hail, but this is not going to last too long. It's going to pass. It could be related to something to do with the property, okay? But the issue will be resolved, and everything will be clarified, because you have the sun that represents clarity, okay? And Ingwas is a very much a rune of fertility, okay? I don't mean fertility by having but it points to a male fertility, not about pregnancy or having children. No, it's a virtue, it's a common sense, it's well-being, it's strength, it's family, it's rest, okay? Tying loose ends, so whatever is happening is going to happen. This is going to be tied, and is going to be dealt with. And because this is very much a male sign, so there will be a male that will intervene and resolve the issue. But there will be, it's like a judgment card, okay? It's like a judgment card, okay? And it's it could be to do with property, but it could be something else too. But I do have the sun, and the sun definitely represents it represents clarity, it represents success. It's swallow, okay? Swallow is happiness, is success, it's joy, and it's also abundance, and it is luck. So if there's an issue, luck will be on your side, and there will be a male that will, you know, interfere and okay, and get involved in this. Okay, let's see. Vian, I see here in your cards, Nine of Swords. Is you're trying to make a decision and you're finding it very difficult, and there are three people that are giving you a lot of headache, but they're trying to hurt you, but they cannot touch you. Okay, I don't see that, but it's giving you a lot of grief. It's sometimes you don't sleep. You're trying to be, you appear calm, but inside of you is boiling. Okay, if that makes sense. Your Four of Cups, strong emotions, but you have people that are bringing you gossip. Be careful, because not everything that these two people bring you in terms of talking could be the truth, but it's a lot of talks. Make your own decision. This card tells me you need to make your own decision. Listen to everyone. It's okay. Don't push people away if they want to tell you something, whether it's true or not true, because you know and you will find out about it. But make your own judgment. Okay, make your own judgment in this card. So listen to them, but make your own call for that. Oops. I see in your third card is showing me your outer strength and knowledge. I see there's a lot of talk, a lot of worries behind you that you're worrying about, but the strength that you have within you to put your road to the direction you want is very strong. Your willpower. Okay, and this is how you control your environment. It's not this card represents your outer strength, your willpower to change what is around you. This is the Chariot that is trying to with their strength, with their skills, trying to make these two horses to go in the direction he or she wants. Okay, and these are two strong horses. So that is your willpower. That's your strength, how to control your out environment, not inner self, not yourself. You are controlling your outside environment, and you are leaving the gossip or chit chat or talk behind you here. I'm taking clarification cards on your all three cards, and oops. Ooh, two cards came out. Ooh, mamma mia. That's a strong reading, my dear. All right. What I see in here, I have the Nine of Wands, okay? The Nine of Wands is you are going to pass this problem. It's like the beginning of the end, and there will be someone that will help you in here to pass through the passage and reach calmer waters, and you will be successful in it. It's just the vicious storm or the strong issues that you're dealing with right now, very much fire water energy here. But it's heading towards the end. So the passage you're moving from the stormy water into calmer water. Someone is going to help you. There's someone that will help you pass this, and you will get through it. You'll have some disappointments. Okay, there will be some loss and some disappointment, because it's very emotional. Eight of Cup that showed up here, and that is a card of just leaving something behind. It's just like it's like depression. It's like depressed. Okay, you're kind of depressed here. That's what I see. It's giving up something that you had to face, but you had to let go. Okay, you are kind of like in a depression or sadness, uh, but you're moving from a certain situation, um, not necessarily loss of money though. Um, you're moving from a certain situation with an empty hand. I don't know what that is, uh, but you will accept, the sadness or the misfortune, or I don't know. It looks to me like you made some effort, you had some commitment, and some wish that you wanted to come through, you wanted to make, and then you had to face it, but then you went disappointed about it, and it put you in depression. And it's like moving, going, like walking somewhere you don't know where you're heading with your feelings, because water is very much to do with, is tied up with our emotions. You're trying to make changes to leave the past here. That's what's but you're stepping away, you're moving away from this situation for a good reason. Whatever it is that you liked and you walked away from it, you moved away from it for a good reason, because you're looking for serenity. But they're also indication of a short travel too. Yeah, this is something to do, like, I'm no longer interested, I want to abandon this. That's the feeling I have there. A little bit of sadness, there's a little mixed with depression, some disappointments. You're waiting for someone. See, this person is always showing up here on the reading, and I see it here also a lot. You're waiting for someone. You have an idea to make something happen. It looks to me it's going to happen soon, because I have certain numbers you're waiting for someone to help out, and this person will come and help you out, because I see the Justice card. Everything, the Justice card is the karma card, which is a card of, like, it's equilibrium, it's justice, it's things will have to be done the right way, the fair way. If it is on your side, it will be yours. Okay, but there is some struggle, and there is someone. It looks to me like an earth sign, but it could be, just a man with a power, or a man of a statue, or an elderly man, or something that has some power over a community, or in a position, or a judge, because this is, it came with the Justice card, so justice is going to be served, and things will work the right way, and karma will, if it's your right, you will get it. I don't know what it is, but I see certain situation. Doesn't necessarily mean something to do with legal, but it could be. But it could be even situation, or to do with a relation, a certain relation to do with work, with certain type of losses that you had to go through or endure, whatever it is. I see these three people continuously entering and coming into your reading, and with big mouths. I see three big mouths. They're showing up here, they're showing up here, but they cannot hurt you, they cannot touch you, they cannot get to you. Okay, so it's only talk. It is bothering you, and you're allowing it to bother you. So be strong, and don't let that to become a habit, because this is telling me you sleepless night, and if that becomes a habit, it's going to affect your health. So watch for that. This is the message I have here. 10 of Pentacle is the luck card. 10 of Pentacle here is like the sun card for me, and it also, things will work its own way, but it's definitely very clear. It's to do with family. Is the luckiest card when it comes to monetary feeling and happy life and luck. Okay, so whatever is happening, the issues that you're going through, I see that things are gonna work your way, and luck is on your side. The issue I have here with the chariot and your strength holding, trying to control your environment, your surrounding, and you're trying to keep the talk or the chit chat behind you. I have King of Sword, which is a very strong air sign, a King of Pentacle, very strong earth sign. This is an air sign, and this is an earth sign. Earth and air, okay, they create tornadoes, right? Is it tornadoes? Or the, like, cyclones or whatever they call them. It's like they don't go well with each other. So there is a competition of two people of a same caliber. One could be related to you or closer to you than the other one, okay? My dog barked, and I take that as a sign, as yes, somebody's barking at someone. So I take all the environmental or the eco around me as messages when I'm reading. But I see balance, and a plan of action is coming through, okay? Because you have Two of Pentacle, and that is very much an earthy power, earthy element in nature, a schedule, a financial flow, putting things together. Sometimes even it's to do with handling things from this house or that house, handling between two things, juggling between two things. But it's something that is leading to a rewarding future, okay? So putting a plan of action, scheduling your finances, because see, the pentacle is, as I said, is earth. It's to do with material. It's to do with flow, with finance. It's to do with home. It's to do with money. It's to do with rewards. Material reward, or the rewards. But so there, I see a balance in here. Okay. Now I'm gonna look at some of the duplication I have in your reading here. As I said, I have two kings. Okay, this is a head-to-head competition. One of them is close to you, and this could be the issue that you're going through. So that gives me that there is a competition of an equal rank between two men, okay, in your life. That is not you, but one of these men is close to you. The other thing, I see a duplication in two, okay? In two, I see dualism and balance. So there is going to be a balance that you will have, and that you will be very happy with. In your, in here, in your clarification, I had the nines. The nine came out, the Nine of Wands and the Nine of Sword, which is air and fire. Air and fire, they make each other strong, okay? So the two nines together, change is coming for a better thing, okay? These are the messages I have for you, my beautiful Veev, and have a wonderful day. Bye bye.